This
class. Today we
conference
will
will now be recorded.
discuss photodermatotic disorders. Among them, there are different varieties and conditions in which the abnormal cutaneous response occurs after the exposure to the UV radiation or a visible light. These photosensitive disorders are classified in many ways depending on the etiology. Most often, what we are seeing commonly in everyday practice is idiopathic photodermatotic disorders. Next one is photodermatitis secondary to the exogenous agents or endogenous agents like phototoxic or photoallergic components. Most often these agents are drugs. Among the phototoxic drugs, these NSAIDs, painkillers, pyroxicum, naproxicum, diuretics, psoralins, and tar preparation. And among the antibiotic tetracyclines, these are the phototoxic agents. Whereas photoallergic and drugs, antimalarials, quinolones, sulfonamides, sulfonylureas, bisulfulvine, and phenothiazines come under. There are other disorders which cause photodermatosis are due to DNA defective repair. And few disorders are photoaggravators. That is, the cause is of different multiple origin, but this sunlight exposure aggravates the disorders. Among them, autoimmune disorders like lupus erythematosus, dermatomyositis, pellagra, ectopic dermatitis, seborrheic dermatitis, rosacea, etc. Today we will consider only idiopathic photodermatosis. There are a group of photosensitive disorders whose pathogenesis remains unclear. Many of these disorders have features suggest that they're immunologically mediated. The idiopathic photodermatosis include PMLE, actinic prurigo, hydroia vacciniforme, chronic actinic dermatitis, solar urticaria. Polymorphic light eruption. This is the most common endogenous photodermatosis. It affects both male and females of all age group, but women in their second and third decades are slightly more commonly affected than the men. It is also seen in fair skin individuals. Coming to the pathogenesis, it's a cell-mediated variant of delayed type of hypersensitivity reaction to the sunlight induced by neoantigen. The immunosuppression caused by UV radiation due to genetic predisposition resulting in increased recognition of antigens. As you know, cell-mediated immunity it is mediated by TNF alpha, interleukin 4, and interleukin 10. This leads to due to stimulation of TNF alpha, there will be decrease in Langerhans cell migration and decrease Th2 spewing. This involves the abnormalities in arachidonic acid metabolism. Coming to the clinical features, remember the two terminology, pleomorphic and polymorphic. Polymorphic means the eruption occurs in different forms. That is, either it involves entire area in a single person, either in a papular form or vesicular form or a plaque form. Whereas in the pleomorphic, the disease has different morphological lesions in the same patient in the same person at the same time. So this is a polymorphic eruption. It may associated with the pruritus, erythema. It may cause macules or papules or vesicles, especially on the sun-exposed parts. This arrays after 1 to 2 days after exposure resolves spontaneously without any treatment if you avoid the sun exposure. It is most commonly seen in initial exposure during the spring and early summer. Whereas, why it does not occur in the high summer, high temperature climates means leading to hardening effect. What it is on repeated exposure to the sunlight, the skin becomes hardens. It does not respond to the repeated exposure to the sunlight. That is called hardening effect. This is also seen in PUVA therapy patients. That is why we are telling avoid the sun exposure or temperature, but the treatment for the same disease is the PUVA therapy or phototherapy, which causes the hardening effect and also clearing the skin lesions. Most commonly affected prominent areas of the face, that is bridge of the nose, cheeks, chin, back, whereas extensor aspects of the hands, legs, knees, feet, upper back. As the name suggests, the lesions are polymorphic. The individual patient tend to develop the same type each year. The lesions occur repeatedly at the same site, heal without scarring. But if you go on scratching, there may be a chance of secondary eczematization or lichenification. These are the pictures showing different morphological lesions. See, initial photo shows the papular eruption. They are grouped, erythematous. Okay, few areas are macular. Whereas the second picture, a flock, when there is a coalescence of the lesions becoming a darkening, thickening, leading to lichenification. And a facial photo shows the eczematization due to repeated scratching of the face. There are few variants of polymorphic eruption, that is photosensitive lichenoid eruption. This is commonly seen in the patients who are taking the diuretics or drugs. Okay, they're usually young or females are more common. The lesions initially start a micropapular grouped papules, the coalescence leading to form a plaque, usually seen in dorsolateral aspect of the hands, V-shaped area of the neck, front of the chest, usual face is spared here. The most common drugs being caused to are thiazide diuretics, tetracyclines. Whereas juvenile spring eruption, it is seen in the spring or early summer, most commonly in the young boys, and they present as a vesicle lesions, especially on the helixes of the ear. The pathology being epidermal changes or variable depending on the morphology. If there is erythema, there may be increased dilatation of the capillaries. If there is a lichenification, there is an increase in the keratotic layer. If there is a eczematization, there may be a spongiosis in the histopathology. Whereas dermis shows the dense perivascular. Whatever the change, there should be a lymphocytic infiltrate in the dermis. Differential diagnoses include SLE, solar urticaria, erythropoietic porphyria, EMF, light exacerbated atopic eczema. Treatment include always avoidance of the allergen. So here the allergen or causative agent is sun exposure. Use protective agents like protective clothing, wide brim hat, broad spectrum sunscreen lotion, and avoidance of the sun exposure, especially in that period whenever there is a high radiation of UV light. Use of hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine has a antioxidant effect and also it anti-inflammatory effect. And steroid help in the decrease of the already existing inflammation. It is not a preventive. Remember, prednisolone or a steroid is a treating agent, whereas the hydroxychloroquine is a preventing agent. Oral omega-3 fatty acids. Other immunosuppressants include the oral azathioprine, cyclosporin, thalidomide. Beta carotene is a oral antioxidant. The second form of photosensitive disorder is hydroria vacciniforme. Hydroria, it indicates the vascular rash. It is seen commonly in the childhood due to the intense sunlight exposure. The action spectrum which causes the hydroria vacciniforme is UVA, and it is the most commonly seen in atopic individuals. Clinical features, it is always rare or sporadic, more than not a familial. Within hours, within few minutes to hours of sun exposure, initially the patient complained of burning skin, erythema, followed by vascular eruption, most commonly seen on the exposed parts of the body, and rarely sometimes it may affect the buttocks. If you observe the lesion, there may be a papular eruption on the tip of it. If there is a vascular lesion, there may be umbilication, there may be a crusting or a pox. It heals with scarring. Whereas a polymorphic light eruption, it heals without scarring. Whereas in the hydroria vacciniforme, it heals with the scarring. Differential diagnosis, whenever there is a vascular rash, you have to rule out especially in the childhood, you have to rule out varicella. Other eruptions like erythropoietic porphyria. In the adults, it is most often drug-induced sensitivity, lupus erythematosus, porphyria cutanea tarda. These are the pictures showing the hydroia vaccine for me. You can see the lesions on the hand. It's more of looking like a varicella. Whereas on the face, nasal involvement of the nasal bridge, it simulates the SLE. Sometimes you may confuse with the porphyria lesions also. Treatment: always photo protection, avoid the sun exposure, use of broad spectrum sunscreen. Whatever the photodermatologic disorder, you have to follow all the three precautions, and use of immunosuppressive agents depending on the severity of the disorder. The next common variety is acne prurigo. It is otherwise called as Hutchinson summer prurigo or hereditary PMLE. Means, as the name indicates, it has a family. It has a positive family history and repeated exposure and repeated in every year. Chronicity is the main problem with the acne prurigo. It may be a familial condition, worse in the summer, persist throughout the. Sometimes it may persist throughout the year. It is more often caused by UVA light, and it starts in the childhood. May resolve as a similar to the atopic dermatitis. It may also result in the adulthood. Clinical features: it present as a persistent pruritic excoriated papulonodular lesions. Primary lesions usually erythematous smaller papules, whereas secondary lesions occurs due to the frequent scratching leading to eczematization, excoriation, crusting, lichenification. Okay, it is more severe on the photo-exposed parts of the body, that is face, lower lip, distal part of the nose, limbs. The facial lesions heal, leaving behind a pitted or linear scars. There may be association with the conjunctivitis and cheilitis, similar to the seborrheic dermatitis. Treatment: the same. Follow the three precautions, avoid the sun exposure, wear the protective clothing, apply the broad spectrum light. In resistant cases, in addition to the other immunosuppressant, there is a other drug called thalidomide, that is 50 to 100 milligram, can be used. Solar urticaria, as the name urticaria means, it is due to the it is due to the exposure to the sun. So the urticaria are different causes. So it may be a idiopathic or a physical agent like sunlight, water, cold, vibration, pressure. These are the different physical causes that cause the urticaria. So solar urticaria is one type of physical urticaria. This is a rare immunoglobulin E-mediated photodermatosis characterized by transient cutaneous eruption of the wheals evoked by the exposure of UV radiation or a visible light. It is of two types, primary and secondary. And the primary is most commonly due to a smaller mass. Whatever there should be a allergen which have lower mass in case of primary and larger molecular mass in case of secondary. And whatever the type, there is a increased eosinophilia count and also neutrophilia count in the patient. So secondly, the most common drugs causing this urticaria are benoxaprofen, endogenous metabolites like erythropoietic porphyria, topical agents like tar preparations. Clinical features: more commonly females are involved. In the elderly age group, within 5 to 10 minutes of sun exposure, the patient may complain of tingling sensation over the sun exposed parts and rapidly develops eczema of wheals with a sharp demarcation at the lines clothing. The wheals become contained with well-defined ridge of the skin at the margins, exposed side, settles within 1 to 2 hours after cessation of the sun exposure. There may be a refractory period of few hours after the initial episode, whereas there may be a decreased or absent reactivity of the previously affected area. This is otherwise called as hardening. Severe solar urticaria may cause systemic manifestations like headache, fever, bronchospasm. Sun treatment include, in addition to the above precautions, you have to start the regular antihistamics, and approximately one-third of the patient respond to the non-sedative H1 blocker. There is also articles showing the response of the solar urticaria with the use of H2 antagonists. Successful desensitization with the PUVA therapy has also a role in the treatment of solar urticaria. In severe cases, you have to use a IV immunoglobulin or a cyclosporin whenever there is a bronchospasm. The last one is a chronic actinic dermatitis. It is a chronic eczematous photodermatosis that occurs after is continuous sun exposed to sun. It's commonly seen in elderly people, males. This is mostly males because of they are the people who exposed to the sun, then the females. And it is a persistent variety. The action spectrum is UVA, B, and visible light. The predisposing factors include the allergic contact dermatitis, drug-induced photosensitivity, endogenous eczema, airborne contact dermatitis, HIV infection, photoaged and aged skin. The pathogenesis is predominantly CD8 plus cytotoxic suppressor cells, resulting in the development of chronic actinic dermatitis from the pre-existing disorders. It developed as a delayed type of hypersensitivity reaction during the initial localized photoallergic reaction to the normal skin, altered to become antigenic by light or hapten binding to the endogenous carrier protein through UVA dependent of covalent photochemical reaction. DNA is the primary target. The clinical features include itchy confluent eczematous patches seen over the photo-exposed parts. Often there is a sharp border at the edge of the clothing, sparing of the eyelids, retroauricular area, submental region, finger webs, depth of the finger creases. This differentiates from the airborne contact dermatitis from the photodermatosis. Erythematous plaque with shiny infiltrated papules may develop. Lichenification is the end result. May persist and develop erythroderma. There are different variants. One is actinic reticuloid, more commonly seen in elderly males. It has to be differentiated from the leonine phases. Photosensitive eczema is the other variant where the photocontact allergic dermatitis in which photoallergen is unrecognized, leading to persistence of eczematous eruption. There is an increased sensitivity to UVB radiation in these people. The third variant is a persistent light reaction. Patients of photoallergic contact dermatitis who retain their light sensitivity long after all the exposure to the photosensitizing compound has ceased. Even after the ceasing of the agent, there is a persistent of reaction. The original episode of the photoallergy alters the antigenicity of some normal constituents of the body, which perpetuates the light sensitivity. Photosensitivity dermatitis is the fourth variant where the eczematous eruption with the photosensitivity both UVA and UVB occurs. Investigation histopathology. It is causes a chronic eczematous changes with acanthosis spongios. In severe cases of actinic reticuloid, portrait-like microabscess seen upper dermal dense lymphocytic perivascular infiltrate with or without macrophages, eosinophils, plasma cells. Second one is the levels of CD8 or Sézary cells in erythroderma complicating CAD. It leads to 20% of individuals, there is a chance of malignancy. Next is a photo testing. Photo provocation performed on the skin, which is uninvolved and has not been treated with the systemic or topical corticosteroids in the preceding 3 days. If there is a eczematous or pseudolymphomatous response is seen in the UVB radiation and the patient with exposure to UV. Patch test to rule out airborne contact dermatitis as a cause. To reveal contact sensitivities with which exacerbate the chronic acne dermatitis. Treatment: educate the patient to avoid the relevant contact allergens, appropriate clothing, non-irritating broad spectrum high protection sunscreens, mild cases topical therapy, mild to moderate topical tacrolimus, and start the antioxidants. Resistant diseases phototherapy to provide a hardening effect. There is also role of immunosuppressive therapy in case of to avoid the severity. Thank you. Hello.